Welcome back to the Forever Rad YouTube channel. Today we got our boy Matt over here. Say hi, Matt.
Hi, guys.
And we got the forged Indian Power Plus Chieftain build, which has been our most daunting task of all Indian motorcycle builds to date, and we're not even finished yet.
Nope.
So let's nerd out and talk a little bit about this wild project that we got on our hands. Okay, so basically this machine you see here is a 2025 Indian Chieftain Power Plus. So this is the same bike as our red smoke version that we built for Daytona. And we had never seen one in person yet. You know, these things just dropped, just became available. And here we are with two of them. And well, we only had about 11 days to build the red one for Daytona. So we went ahead and put in the work. Major team effort on that red bike. Still super stoked on it. And we got that done, took it to Daytona. And unfortunately, Matt decided to skip that one.
Yeah.
And unfortunately for Matt, what did that mean?
We took this thing as far apart as we could possibly take it.
Yep. So I said, I'll tell you what, Matt, have fun with it. Let's make it look like it looks like a Lego set, like it needs to be fully assembled. And I do mean every single part. Main focus is we want to take this thing further than we've ever taken any Power Plus platform. We've done a ton of them. They always turn out really cool, but there are some things we skimp on in the coatings and fine details department. It may not seem like that to your average guy. We do hit all the marks, but there are certain things that we can do that sometimes just logically or financially don't make sense.
Yeah.
And so this one, we're gonna throw the books at it. So basically, after 5 years of riding the Power Plus platform, Challenger specifically, really, you know, showing our love and appreciation for Indian motorcycle, we were given the opportunity from Indian to build a bike. And this bike is, it's part of the Forge series. Now, I didn't want to miss the opportunity that we have here on kind of documenting this thing mid-build, I would say. We did want to get some earlier footage of this thing, but you'll have to just take my word. It was a stock motorcycle. When it came in, it had 0 miles on it, and we literally tore it down to nothing. And I felt this is kind of a good halfway point to show you everything that we've done. And we will have another wrap-up video where we'll be riding this thing and showing you the final vision and the finished product. So it's been a crazy trip to do this journey with the forged build, especially with some of the opportunities that it's brought with Sasha Kraus, who's like family to me at this point, working with Twitch. We made sure to throw the pink 110 dirt bike in the background here. That belongs to my son, Cash. And Cash is 14, and I thought it would be cool if Twitch would do like a co-branded graphic kit. So we got the Dirt Bike Kids Forever Rad graphic kit. So I'm showing a little love for Twitch. He's done a lot for us, and it does not go unnoticed. So basically, what we got going here is all engines on these Power Plus motors. They're flat charcoal, beautiful color, cool finish. But after 5 years, it's time. We got to do something a little bit different. And so we knew we wanted to recoat the entire engine. And a big reason that Matt is in this video right now is I could not have made it this far without Matt. I leaned so heavily on him because we had to make so many pieces to plug this motor up. Even though we did tear it down, you know, we threw the Indian 112 big bore kit on it. We took all the covers off appropriately, etc. But we still had to sandblast an entire engine case and all of the things associated and keep areas clean, like intake manifolds, oil pressure sensors.
And sometimes tape just wouldn't do.
Yeah, tape is only gonna get you so far. there was no way I was willing to completely destroy an engine with sand. So Matt has an incredible background in CAD drawing and 3D printing, and he makes some amazing stuff. So why don't you tell them just a little bit about what that process was like, and maybe kind of like how long something like that actually takes. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people will reach out when they see this and they'll say, well, how much to make my motor blah, blah, blah color? And I'll say, well,
There's quite a bit of time in just the drawing itself. So every sensor had to be recreated just in the 3D printing world, all the way down to putting in O-rings and all the other types of seals that you would need to keep the sand and all the dirt out of the engine. There's probably, I'd say, just in the drawing side alone, close to 10 to 12 hours worth of just designing those parts. And then the printing side, if anybody's ever done 3D printing before, they know it's not a fast process, but you can turn it on, just walk away from it. So there's still another, I'd say, probably 20 to 25 hours worth of 3D printing.
actual print time.
Printing, yes.
And then I think another takeaway from the hours you just mentioned is then, hey, check it out, I got these prints finished. And then we go to put them on and you're like, oh crap, we need to tweak this. This has to be deeper. This needs a bigger groove for a thicker O-ring.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I would think that to tear a bike down all the way to just the engine, do all the appropriate things that we just discussed, and then of course, doing the actual coating, all the things involved with the entire process, start to finish. I mean, putting it all the way back together to a running and riding motorcycle,
Yeah.
you will have a minimum of 100 hours into something like
Yeah.
this by the time it's all said and done.
It's definitely a lot of work and a lot of detail that goes into the doing all this.
Yeah, it's not really gonna be the most affordable option.
No.
It's not something we're gonna do all the time. But again, we didn't wanna miss any opportunities that we could get with this build with Indian. So the next thing is a lot of people are gonna say, what is with the weird blue color? It's kind of a long story. We don't have an hour for this video, but I do want to kind of give a quick rundown. It was really funny how that worked out. We use Cerakote a lot in this shop, and so this coating is made by Cerakote. Basically, since this is such a team effort and we have such a short time to build this bike, I mean, essentially, we have like 3 months to build this bike.
Yeah.
And it is our craziest build on a Indian so far. So this is a really, really tall order.
Right.
And I cannot do this on my own, right? I rely heavily on our team and trusting the process and, you know, just relying on everyone else to trust my vision. But when it came to the color, I was like, man, I have no idea. So here's what we did. We took a Cerakote swatch book, and I don't know how many samples are on that thing. It's gotta be about 50 or so.
50 to 75, somewhere in that area.
Right, it's pretty hefty. And we basically took our team, and then we took our girlfriends and wives, and we all sat down. Hell, we even have one of our customers here.
Yep.
He's actually our local buddy. His name's Brad, and he's a real burly dude. We refer to him as Forever Rad Security. Hopefully we'll get shirts made for him. We got Brad involved in it, and we said, all right, everybody spend time with this sample book, and here's a piece of paper and a pen. Write down what color you think we should do this engine. And we did. And I mean, I bet it took an hour with all the bickering and mind changing back and forth. And so, I don't know, we had like 7 or 8 pieces of paper and we put them in a hat. We started drawing them out. And what we did was majority rules, right?
Right.
We started making piles of color choices. And this is the part I couldn't even begin to make up. The first one I pull out of the hat is a blank piece of paper. I'm like, who the heck did this?
That would be.
Why can't we take it seriously? Of course, Mr. Non-controversial himself, Matt over here. Matt goes, well, I don't really know. I wasn't really sure. I'm gonna let you guys do this. And we're like, all right, whatever, dude. So we make it to like number 7, and what do we have? We have this blue color.
Yep.
And we had man, I think we had 4 choices for
All of them were blue, yeah.
with another choice being a different blue color.
Right, yeah.
Right? And then the other 2, they were good choices, but they were a little bit more, So it's just kind of a fun story. It's really cool. The best part about it is all the Zoolander jokes that have been coming with it, because right away I'm like, we're gonna call this thing Blue Steel.
Exactly.
And so we had Twitch out here, and what did he say? I told him we're gonna call this thing Blue Steel, and he goes, man, you can't call it Blue Steel. I'm like, yes, I can. And he goes, no, check this out. And he showed me his seat that he had made. And of course, he's working with Saddlemen just like we do. And he shows me the seat, and right on his seat, I guess he painted his bike blue, and so he called his bike Blue Steel. And I was like, dude, you are not taking that from me, because we did the whole engine. Right. We did not just embroider a name in a seat. So that's just kind of a funny joke, man. Like, there's always the backside, or the side of building things and the journey that you go down that there's a lot of stories, always. And you just don't always go on the internet or YouTube and tell those stories. And I didn't want to leave that part out here. So I did eventually let Twitch take that name. Just remember, I let Twitch do that. Because, hey, that's a bold statement. Moving on to the A side, we got kind of the same type of vibe going on. Basically, we're at the point now of installing some of the parts as they're being coated and heading towards our rear suspension, our swing arm, our forks, our wheels. But here we are playing the waiting game. It's the best.
Always.
Paint jail, billet parts jail. Yeah, it's the worst. Like, we're ripping and roaring, we're ready to go. But you gotta be patient and stay on top of everything, stay organized. Big task like this is monumental when you're coating every single part. Emphasis on every single part. There's nothing hidden here. We got one piece down here that we haven't taken off yet, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna be doing that too. So basically, what's coming next? We're gonna focus on a lot of new parts on this bike. We will have a really special collaboration on the exhaust with HPI, Horsepower Incorporated out of Indianapolis. Great friends of ours. They do a lot of dyno tuning for us, and they make killer products. So we're excited to bring a new exhaust pipe option for these Power Plus bikes. Paired with, I already mentioned the Speed Dealer swing arm, but that's a big one. We've had that in the works for a year. We got that toe subframe on the back of it. We got the S&S air cleaner set up on this thing with our cover. We've been selling a ton of these air filters. It's a really, really cool option for just something new and different. So we got that on here. We're gonna go ahead and do our own little custom Behringer rear master cylinder setup. We have already made brackets. We've been doing this for probably over a year now.
Over a year, yeah.
We're just not marketing them. This is a really expensive upgrade. It's a fantastic upgrade, but it costs a lot of money, so not everyone's gonna be willing to spend that. And of course, we got a brake line laying over here. This is gonna require an entire new brake line.
Yes.
I'm sure you could tell everybody all the things you'd rather be doing instead of replacing a rear brake line on a Challenger or a Chieftain.
Not easy to get to, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's not a fun task. So we're torn down this far. It's an easy thing right now. But yeah, Behringer rear master. We'll have Behringer hand controls. We'll have that new Hartluck Kraus pullback plate with Kraus risers, showing the love there, keeping the family involved on all this stuff. We'll have a Saddlemen seat. SMT, huge part there on the wheels. SMT went above and beyond on our red Chieftain, and we got the fitment dialed in. Some people don't know this, but on these new bikes, all Indians have gone to tone rings and speed sensors, which changed fork lugs, changed caliper brackets. So that's thrown a major wrench into everything that we do here with our parts we manufacture. So we got our fitment dialed on that. Super excited to have those wheels show up here. What else am I missing? Anything you wanna mention?
Our bag brackets should be about ready by then, don't you think?
Hey, I mean, by now, yeah. we're already after Sturgis. We're rolling on bag brackets. They're awesome. The two of us, we put in a ton of effort into that. Steve as well. Like the three of us, when we put our heads together, you better look out, man. It's a really, really cool thing. Everything's just rolling super smooth. We're super stoked. We're building killer bikes. Just really appreciate all of the support and all of the continued support and the website sales, and you know, all of that just keeps us pumped to continue doing even more of this and just bring more options, and really believing in everything that we've been preaching for 5 years on this journey. And huge shout out to Indian Motorcycle for the opportunity. It will be probably, well, I don't know, man. I like to think positive about the future, but this is definitely our biggest opportunity so far, and I'm just so grateful for that. So I want to really express that. So other than that, let's wrap this thing up and do the whole click, like, subscribe thing. You ever need anything at all, we're always here for you. Reach out, email, social media. Some of you have my cell phone number. Don't be spreading that all over the place, all right? My days are busy. Matt, you can attest to that.
Yes.
But other than that, thank you very much, and we will see you on the next one with a finished, less boring type of video. This is as much as we can do. I just don't want to undercut like how long we have into this right now.
Yes.
So it's something we're super proud of. So appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.